guys, it's time for another episode of Techno Gets Scared. Let's hope we do. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you're having a good day. This one, we're going back to Depths of Despair's channel. This one's 5 scary ghost videos to summon your gravest nightmares. Let's hope there's some good scary stuff. Sorry about my throat. It's been off this week for some reason. Hopefully it'll get better soon. In the meantime, let's give it a watch, get the cans on, and let's hope we get spooked out, shall we? If you wouldn't mind popping by his channel, the link is in the description. Please show him some support. And while you're there, if you hit the thumbs up on this video, I'd be very grateful for that as well. In the meantime, let's give it a watch, shall we?
The Realtor. On June the 8th of 2025, a woman was sent to clean a property by the Realtor. Strangely, the woman finds herself cleaning this particular property quite often. The Realtor explains to her that people don't last long in this house and often break the contract to move out shortly after moving in, but doesn't tell the cleaner why. Late one night, she's at the house all alone cleaning it after the last tenants moved out, when she captures this.
Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque la gente no dura rentando. Rompe el contrato por una u otra cosa y tuvimos que venirla a limpiar el día de hoy porque ya mañana se van a mover. Se las quiero enseñar. Lo raro es que dice el realtor que no dura la gente. Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque rompe el contrato de la gente. Ay, no mames. Ya es noche. Estoy sola. Chingados, está ahí. No hay nada. Esta pinche casa la han rentado un chingo de veces. Y no sé por qué rompe el contrato la gente. Ay, no. Déjenme regresar, sí, porque me dio cosas esa pinche puerta.
A door opens on its own, but there's no one there. She continues walking around the house and comes towards a dark room when this happens.
¿Te imaginas? Para que la gente rompa el contrato acá, es porque de plano no aguantan a vivir aquí. Y ahorita les voy a enseñar lo demás para allá. Déjenme prender la luz. ¿Dónde está la luz acá? Chingada madre. Ahí está. Ok, ahorita les voy a enseñar. Esta es una recámara. Se está poniendo ahorita tenso. Entonces, el señor dice que ya van varias familias que rompen el contrato.
After a while, she starts hearing even more noises and decides to go and check it out when she captures something chilling. Watch closely.
Iba a dejar grabando, pero la neta ya me está dando cosa. Se escucha el ruido para acá. No sé qué sea. Escucha mucho ruido.
What?
Yo creo que me voy a tener que ir.
As she approaches a dark room where the sounds seem to be coming from, what looks like a dark figure can be seen hiding in the corner of the room. Luckily, at this point, she was already reaching her limit and wanted to just hurry up and leave, so she didn't enter. But right as she is making her way out, this happens.
Tengo que ir a apagar la luz de ella porque se está poniendo ya. Ay, no. Creo que me voy a regresar mañana mejor. Yo me voy a la chingada. Esa pinche luz, la de acá la tengo que apagar.
A door opens on its own, and she just decides she's had enough and rushes to get out of there. After experiencing what it's like being alone in that place, she now understands why every tenant breaks their contract and moves out early. It seems like the house is haunted, and they likely weren't informed of it before moving in. But as always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, she seemed a bit oblivious to the voices and stuff like, but she obviously picked up on something other than the doors opening, because she did start to get a bit panicky towards the end there, like, but weird stuff. Again with the peekaboo though, but we'll look past that. There's no thoughts on that one. It's interesting.
Another video.
It'll be interesting to see the actual figures of how many times and how long people last in the house, to be fair.
A man was visiting his dad's old abandoned house somewhere in the countryside when he captures this.
Estoy acá en la casa de mi hijo, acá al campo. Bueno, acá se ve un patio, pero es todo campo. Y me senté 2 segundos acá y... ¿Lo ven? ¿Lo ven ahí?
What was that? Looked like a curtain blown.
Hace unos segundos se está asomando algo y... Yo veo... ¿Ven? ¿Lo ven? ¿Se ve? ¿Ven?
What?
Mira. ¡Ey! ¡Ey!
Fucking hell. Got us there. Got us there.
No veo nada, la puta que lo remí parió.
It looked like a curtain blown there, but there was nothing. There isn't a curtain there. It's mad.
Me doy vuelta todo alrededor, no hay nada,
Nice orange blue setup.
Porque dejamos toda la cosa ahí, pero...
That's scarier than out else.
Se escucha algo.
Weird.
A strange child's voice can be heard, and then a dark shadow figure can be seen sticking out of the bathroom.
It looks like a curtain or
but when he
something
goes to
like
check,
blown.
he hears a strange whisper, and in the end, there's nobody there. Creeped out, he just decides to up and leave the place.
Weird.
The nurse. The following video was taken by a doorbell camera and comes from a woman named Heather who lives somewhere in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. On one evening, Heather was outside on her front porch enjoying some ice cream with her husband and her 2 children when she notices something that chills her to the core. Watch closely.
There's like little mosquitoes. Kind of going on. What? What did you say? What did you say, Mommy? I can't hear you.
You gotta keep that open so it doesn't get all musty.
You can't tell me it's not good.
Heather can be heard saying, "She scares me," and that's a ghost. But her husband and her children are left completely confused, not knowing what she's talking about. Her husband and children
I don't know about that. They seem to be looking.
don't seem to be able to see the creepy pale figure dressed in white, walking along the pavement almost right behind them. Only Heather seems to be able to see it. She describes a lady dressed like a 1950s nurse with a strange smile on her face. Not sure why nobody else can see the lady, she wonders what's going on, and upon reviewing the CCTV footage, she sees it there too. A creepy figure resembling a nurse walking by. To make things even worse, Heather makes an update
And that's just an old woman wandering.
explaining that she lives approximately a mile away from the old Philadelphia State Hospital at Byberry.
I live about a mile from where Byberry State Hospital used to be. This is one of the, I'm pretty sure, the most notorious mental hospital in the country. A lot of abuse went on there. There was lobotomies performed on patients. There was experiments performed on patients. A lot of them lost their lives because they were just treated so horribly. The conditions that hospital was in was so inhumane, and no human should have ever had to go through what these patients went through. And these people just needed help. It's just very sad. They were so overcrowded, like the nurse to patient ratio was just extreme. There also was cases of staff that were by the patients. People were dying there and relatives would not be notified. And, you know, back then, like, a lot of times people would have issues like autism and things like that. And instead of getting these people help, they would just drop them off up at Byberry and just say, you know, see you later, and never see them again. Now, when I was a kid growing up, we used to definitely...
That is quite worrying, though. Like, obviously, it's all accepted now, and we've got names for these conditions and stuff, whereas then it was just, the crazy just lock them up. It's mad.
Go in there, and it was really scary. Like, the second you walk on the grounds, you just feel like it's cold, it's not normal, it feels weird. Like, you can tell somebody's watching you. There's underground tunnels underneath, so we used to run around them too, and they used to use those tunnels to transport bodies, and there was still those, like, metal slab beds that they were still down there when we went in there, like, you know, in the 2000s. Everyone that's a millennial from the Northeast is going to have a story about Byberry. I felt my arm grabbed in there once, and I moved my flashlight because I thought it was my friend, and my friend was, like, over there, and oh my God. So last night we're outside, we're having ice cream, it's a nice night, and I see this lady just, like, appear out of nowhere, and I'm trying to remember what her face looked like, and I can't, like, it's not coming to me. But I know she just had, like, this weird smile on her face. It just immediately creeped me out, so I just kind of, like, jumped.
Even creepier is that Heather's dad used to live in the same house, and after seeing the footage, his jaw dropped, saying that his next-door neighbor was a woman named Linda, who worked as a nurse in the old Byberry Mental Hospital during the 1950s. After taking a close look at the uniform, it seems almost identical to what the figure in the footage is wearing. And perhaps the only reason Heather could see it and the others couldn't is because she used to play around in the abandoned hospital and the areas around it. So is this a real ghost of an old nurse?
I don't know, the kids seem to be looking.
Let me know.
Or was it just me? Because it looked like the kids were looking in that direction. Weird. Good story, though.
The Night Watch. This next video comes from a security guard who works the night shifts. It's around 2:15 a.m. and the security guard patrolling the premises receives a radio call from the CCTV operators, telling him that a mysterious person has been detected outside the company building and asks him to go check what they want. As he arrives, he finds nobody there at the site, but then he sees something utterly terrifying.
Just a pair of legs running about.
The security guard leans over the wall, seemingly looking at something out of view. Then all of a sudden he reacts in horror and quickly crouches down, hiding behind the wall from something on the other side. A few seconds later, something emerges from the darkness. What looks like a pair of legs can be seen running along the edge. Even creepier is that the darkness from where it came from is actually a lake. So whatever this thing is came running out of the dark lake at 2:15 a.m., leaving the security guard completely terrified to go anywhere near it.
He did seem to duck back pretty quick there, like.
In fact, he ended his patrol right then and there and went inside the building, leaving the question unanswered. Just what is this emerging from the dark waters? If it were just a normal human, the security guard wouldn't have hid in terror. Like most videos, this one remains a mystery. If you
Someone skinny dipping on it.
have any video recommendations, you can send them over to depthsofdespairbusiness@gmail.com or tag us on TikTok at depthsofdespairyt. The supermarket. A man named Brandon works the night shift alone, patrolling the shopping center, making sure everything is well secured. On one night while patrolling, he enters a supermarket and decides to record a video showing what it's like to do the night shift in such a place. When he captures something chilling, take a look.
Son estos. El Santo, versión Spider-Man. La película de las lesbianas. 2.0.
What we're looking at?
¿Qué cojones? Amigos, no es broma, no hice corte ni nada. Bueno, estaba con los juguetes y de repente se cayó no sé si alcanza a ver, una mercancía sola. De hecho se escuchó cuando andaba con el boss Yogurt Light. Y esto no fue coña, amigos, esto se cayó solo de verdad. Y estoy un poco asustado porque no suele pasarme esto mucho. De repente sí se escuchan cosas raras y así, pero no es algo que digas, uy, qué miedo. Por lo regular, pues a todo le encuentro una lógica de por qué pasa, pero esto me sacó de onda, así muy de repente. Y ustedes mismos lo escucharon, no sé si se alcanzó a escuchar en el video.
While showing the toy to the camera, some boxes suddenly fall off a shelf on the back, all on their own, startling Brandon, as he knows he's all alone. Although he was startled, he believes it was just an odd occurrence and nothing else will come of it. However, after returning home a few days later, strange things started to happen, mainly with his dog. His dog started behaving really strangely. Sometimes he would stare at Brandon from off in the distance, or while hiding behind something.
Weird.
The dog seems to now be afraid of its owner ever since he returned from that night shift, as if something has attached itself to him and followed him back home.
Kira, tranquila, te quiero preguntar algo. Siéntate. Oye, tranquila. ¿Eres un nahual? ¿Es cierto que eres un nahual? ¿O es mentira? ¿Eres un nahual? Tranquila. ¿Por qué no volteas a verme? ¿Eres un nahual? Ni siquiera me volteé a ver. Akira, y ni siquiera hay nada que esté viendo para que digas está viendo algo. Simplemente
It is weird when
me quita la
you
mirada.
see pets
After
acting like
posting
that.
this
Like,
video, many viewers pointed out that the dog kept looking at something creepy at the end by the stairs.
A la bestia. Hasta ahorita me vengo enterando desde que subí ese video de... A la bestia. De eso que se alcanza a ver al fondo. La verdad es que ni siquiera me había dado cuenta. O sea, leía sus comentarios y todo, pero... No llegué a leer comentarios sobre lo que se veía ahí. Y es que supuestamente es como una cara malformada, pero no recuerdo haber tenido nada, absolutamente nada ahí.
What looks like a creepy face can be seen in the corner by the stairs, just watching them. The dog seemed to be looking towards it too. Brandon didn't notice at the time, until he had already moved out. But he says there was nothing there that could have looked like that. Many viewers believe whatever was at the store followed him home. Real ghost or not, I'll leave the final judgment to you.
I don't know about that one. Like, it seems like there's quite a few of them doing the rounds now, but you would like to believe the dog did seem to react to something. Quite strange.
The playpen.
There's no your
The
thoughts.
following video was captured by a baby monitor around 1 p.m. A mother named Kristen placed her daughter in her playpen and left something for her to watch on the TV while she did some house chores. Little did she know something terrifying would happen that left her deeply concerned for her daughter's safety.
What was that? What is it? toy glass or something. Excuse me. Nope. Weird.
While Kristen is downstairs completely out of view, her daughter seems to be focused on someone or something she's seeing in the room,
Does it
even
fly
blowing
into
kisses to them. Even stranger is just how did the bottle piece fly into her playpen out of nowhere? And then shortly after, a baby bottle hits the other side of the playpen. Growing more worried for her daughter's safety,
it's one of
she
them
makes an update on the
comic things,
incident.
isn't it?
Okay, so this is my daughter's playpen that she was in when the bottle thing happened. So she was standing right here. The stem would have fallen about here. And as you can see, like directly in front of that on the other side is the toy bin where the bottle had landed. It landed about here. There's nothing around that the bottles could have come from, especially because like they landed straight down. So there's a little dresser, and then over there in there is where the dressing room is, which is where the bottles were, where I put everything before I went downstairs to take everything out. So really no explanation. There's the monitor that caught it.
There seems to be no explanation for just how these bottles came flying towards the playpen when they were placed so far away. Kristen has yet to find out what's going on, but her grandma thinks it was Kristen's mum, letting her know that she's still watching over her family even in the afterlife. But Kristen remains doubtful, hoping it isn't something sinister out to harm her daughter.
It does seem to just
but
drop,
let me know what you think. At the desk.
That's weird, that, mind. Just the way the band starts interacting with it as well. It does seem to just drop in from somewhere. Weird.
This next video was taken by a security camera at work. A woman is quietly working on a computer at the desk when something strange happens.
It'd just be the wind, but
Ella empieza a reclamar del ¿tu hermano? Hermano te da. Él es su mundo con su audífono.
Something unseen seems to grab part of the girl's hair and swing it around to the
think it'd be more hair
front.
moving if it was
Startled,
the
the
wind,
girl
like.
starts feeling her hair and looking around to talk to her colleague, trying to make sense of what just happened. The staff replaying the security footage mentioned that it's really strange, especially since there is no fan on or anything that could cause this. But even if there was, you would see some movement in her hair beforehand. But instead, it just suddenly flips around to the front, even catching her attention as if it weren't natural. But
Good
let me know
stuff.
what you think.
Some good stuff there. Thank you very much, Debs. Appreciate it. Some good clips. Some weird stuff as well. That one with the baby was a bit weird. And the nurse woman, I'm convinced the kids were looking that way, like, but apparently they weren't. But yeah, there was interesting stuff there. Let us know your thoughts if you want to drop them in the comments or come by my live streams. We can have a chat. Either way, if you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up on the video, try and help grow the channel, throw some views in, be grateful for that. And in the meantime, have a good one, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.